My spoiled younger brother got engaged to my business partner behind my back and tried to steal my company 3 weeks before our IPO. So we gave him a brutal reality check and slowly ruined his life. After my younger brother Tyler discovered that I had been building a tech company worth millions, he decided he deserved half of everything and seduced my business partner Sarah to get it. Of course, Tyler, the golden child, was shameless and went on to propose to Sarah using my grandmother's ring that he stole from my apartment while planning to force me out of my own company. I found it extremely hard at the beginning, especially since Tyler had used my own business plans, my investor connections, and even tried to steal my coding work. We were extremely close through this time period, and my co-founder Marcus helped me through the betrayal. Eventually, I got over it and found an amazing venture capitalist named Elena who understood corporate warfare and treated me like an equal partner. We got engaged in a beautiful ceremony in Napa Valley, and I was actually planning to take my company public. She even invited my parents to the celebration despite the fact they had attended Tyler's engagement party to Sarah and acted like nothing was wrong. My parents didn't attend our engagement. However, a few more years went by, and eventually my parents reached out begging to reconcile, and this is where the storm started. I agreed to reconcile and came to dinner along with Elena. Tyler was also there with Sarah and their new startup that was failing miserably. Throughout the evening, I noticed Tyler kept making snide comments about how some people get lucky with investors and how Sarah was such an amazing developer, but Elena just held my hand under the table. When it was time for dinner, my parents made a toast. Then out of nowhere, Tyler stood up and said he was so blessed to have such a brilliant partner. He then redirected to me and said, "Bro, I know it must be hard for you because Sarah chose me and we have this beautiful company now, but thanks for your blessing. I know it must be hard for you to be here knowing you can't innovate like I can while I'm about to change the world, but I applaud your courage." This was the moment where Tyler got the biggest reality check of his life. Elena, who had been quietly investigating Sarah's background for months, stood up and said, "Actually, Tyler, we have some news too. We're not only about to close our Series C funding, but I've also just finished acquiring Sarah's previous company through a hostile takeover. As of Monday morning, your girlfriend will be unemployed and facing fraud charges." She then turned to Sarah and continued, "Oh, and those 3 other investors you've been pitching behind Tyler's back, they've all been contacted by my legal team. Tyler, you might want to check your bank account. But here's the best part. Remember that partnership agreement you signed because you were so desperate to start a company? Well, the non-compete clause means you can't work in tech for 5 years. You're about to be a failed entrepreneur with no income, no company, and a girlfriend who's about to be arrested. She's been embezzling from clients, by the way. You think you're so special because you won Sarah. You wanted a woman who steals from everyone, including you. You destroyed my business partnership for a woman who's been systematically defrauding you since your first date. You're such a pathetic man that you bragged about stealing her, not realizing you stole a criminal. I upgraded to someone who would never betray a partner while you downgraded to someone who can't stop committing felonies. How does it feel to know your whole startup is built on stolen money, that your code will be evidence in a federal trial? Do you sleep well at night knowing she's planning to flee the country while you're home coding? Nobody respects a man who steals another man's business partner, but everybody pities a man whose stolen partner turned out to be worthless.
Full story link below.